Okay, so we have Rev on watch at open here. I don't really like it. Like, I personally don't really care for it, especially after yesterday. The thing about it, though, is that it's at its 200 as well. Really, I'm watching Meta right now for a trade. Let's go to Meta. A trade short. So I'm going to buy a short position. So put play. See. It's all going to be intraday, so well, I'm trying to get in here, but the price range that I'm looking for. Okay, well, I just got filled there for puts. I'm already down 80 bucks immediately. That's insane. So what ended up happening yesterday, actually, it worked out perfectly. Yesterday worked out perfectly, and I wasn't holding the position. So basically what happened on the 1 minute, if we zoom out here, well, I'm going to zoom out really far, I guess. So basically I took my trade back here, betting it was going to go down, right? So I took it back here, it went up. I wish you could see this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I took the position right here, somewhere towards 165.20 or something. Then it popped all the way back up, and I was down like, I don't know, 60 bucks or something. And I was like, well, I'll just hold it. So I held it, and then it dropped all the way down here. I was up like 100 something. And then I was like, okay, cool. Like, we should be good. But then you see this massive rip all the way back to 167. So I'm like, great, right? Well, then it starts just trending sideways here. And then it finally breaks its trend at this level, 165.50 or so, where I was originally like in at practically. And then from there, it was just a downwards trend all the way, like the rest of the day. And this is kind of what I was expecting to happen in the beginning, but obviously that didn't happen. So I'm kind of pissed. Like, I'm actually really pissed because I held that entire position for that long thinking it was going to do something. And now I'm down huge right now on Facebook. Jesus, what happened? It's popping all the way up here to 160 now. I might have to stop out of this one as well. So I probably just got in way too early. I mean, I'm really hoping that this is going to go to the downside. I'm already down $200 right now. This is insane. Only reason to take a puts play on this basically immediately is because the daily, I'm expecting the daily to just drop. So I was going to wait for a pullback, or what it's doing here practically. I was going to wait for a move higher and take a position. I decided not to, though, because I didn't want to miss it like I did the other days where it just tanks completely, like right off the bat. So I'm still going to wait this one out. I'm going to hold it here and just keep going for that daily low to break. It does look like it wants to keep breaking that daily low, so I'm going to keep holding it here and just wait for that rejection. Low is 155. I'm in at basically 158 flat. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing with now, and I'll keep this one on watch though, because I really don't want it to turn on me here. I was down 170 there for a second immediately. As soon as I took the position, I was down 180, or I was down 80 bucks. So I don't even know what that's about. Just a terrible fill, I guess. Anyways, we'll just keep it on watch though. So REV is our leading gapper. Again, I don't really care for this one. RDBX. This one doesn't look so bad. Whether it can break its daily high or not, I don't know. 1235. I mean, it has the potential, but it's just so choppy nowadays. HUSA, ATHA, OBCI. Meta's popping up once more. I'm just hoping I don't regret this move. Like, I'm really hoping I don't regret it. It's gonna have to break 158 and hold below 158 for sure. At least on the 1 minute, the 5 minutes. Well, next target would be like 155, and then after that would be 153. Once we break 153, then it would be, well, 155 for sure. 156, I guess. But it would also have to break 153, because once it breaks 153, we practically have room. Let me see. We have room all the way here to 151. That's what I'm showing. So I should have waited for it to pop actually to this line. This is where I actually wanted to get in at 159.50. Instead, I bought all the way down here at the practically the bottom of 158. So that's kind of my problem. So symmetrical triangle here is what it's forming. I'm gonna really hope it's gonna break to the downside, but the 1 minute MACD is actually popping here again, which I don't like to see. I'm praying it's a false rejection. At this point, that's my strategy, is praying, right? I'm already down 170 again. So just gonna wait it out. Kind of annoying though, like, oh, I'm so pissed. Like right off the bat, I'm down 80 bucks for no reason. And now it's wanting to pop on a day in which it shouldn't be popping, in my opinion. After its massive rejection yesterday, but let's see what it wants to do. I'll reconsider holding this entire position as soon as I'm down at least like 200 something. I should already let it go. I should have let it go a long time ago, but at this point, I mean, I'm already in it, and I don't want to stop myself out too quick. It should be a longer play. And I'm still going to go for that daily low. Honestly, I think that daily low is going to have to break. I don't think it's going to hold within the range, because every single day now it's broken either a low or a high. So this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, this is a high, this is a high and low. And now today, the way it finished yesterday, I'm assuming it's going to be a low. It's just going to take a while for this one to break. I don't want to stop out here and scare myself out of this position, just like I did yesterday. But I really don't want this to turn on me completely. So that's why I'm getting a little nervous or hesitant up here. Again, it definitely needs to break 159 and 158 and hold below 158 for sure. But we're coming up to VWAP here on the 1 minute. MACD's coming to a close, but I would really want to see this dive below VWAP for sure. As far as small caps, nothing else is really moving. BBBY is hitting the scans here, but it looks a little choppy to me. I'm not really interested. IKNA, it's also hit the scans. I don't really care about it. REV, rejection. There's nothing that's easy to borrow that I've seen so far. SIDU, HUSA, AECR, or AREC. No, my bad. ARC. This one. Well, it's not, I can't short it. RDBX, choppy. OBCI, there's nothing. Drip. Yeah, I don't know, there's nothing. I don't really care about the stocks today. It's completely dead right now. I guess I'm gonna have to wait till like 10 for anything to move, and even then, just the way it's trading, just the way. Let's check the SPY actually. SPY is still trending up. That must mean Facebook's still trending up. No. Okay, cool. So we're breaking down to 158 territory now. There's 76. Can we break 50? Can we break through VWAP? I don't want to bounce off VWAP here for sure. There's 50. There's a break of VWAP now. So we should be at least break even in the account at this point. Pretty sure we should be. But again, I want to see this thing dive. Wow, okay, we're not even close to break even. This is insane. I'm still down 80 bucks. I don't know what the hell that's about. Like, I really can't understand how I must have got such a terrible fill there. That's just insane. And here's a pop on VWAP. I'm not going to sell here. just because the 5-minute low needs to break still. So although it's gonna pop here, I mean, I'm still gonna hold my position. 10-minute low also needs to break. 157.50 is that low. Jesus, now I kind of wish I would have gotten a lot higher and just waited on a pullback here, because I'm still down like $100, which is just insane to me. I don't know how I got that bad of a fill. That's just so bad. Whatever. Again, we're still gonna be going for that. Well, let me check the hourly actually. 15-minute and hourly. 15-minute doesn't look good at all, to the long side at least. 30-minute looks solid for the downside. Hourly though is crossing on the MACD, so that has me a little nervous there. Still down, even though it's coming up to 158 here, I'm still down $70. So I'm really wondering where I got filled at this point. That's just such a bad fill. There's a break of 158, 157 now. I literally must have got filled at the very, very bottom of this candle because I'm still down $20. See if it can hold 157. That's I'm actually really pissed about my fill. That's just so stupid. Okay. We'll keep it on watch. We'll just have it here. I don't like the hourly, if I'm being real. The hourly just looks, it's making me nervous. 5-minute and all the short-term time frames they're good, but the hourly is making me nervous. Because if the hourly looks like it wants to curl, then I mean, it could definitely curl. 15 minutes not looking so strong though. 30 minutes not looking so strong. It needs to hold below view up here. It can't just rip. And if it does rip, I hope it doesn't break its 160 high. That would be terrible. So I really need that 158 push to 157. Once we see 157, I should be green. 157, and then we could see my target, which would be 155. A break of 155. And we could possibly go into 151 territory, but we'll see. I don't know if I'll hold it that long. I just want to get the daily low to break. As long as I can get that daily low to break, I should be solid. But REV just got halted actually. Halted going up. So we've seen this move actually multiple times, where they start breaking lower and then they start shooting all the way up. I've definitely seen that several times this week, or last week at least. Too many times actually. And there goes Meta climbing up again. Man. So pretty much a very similar move to yesterday. It's gonna break its high here on the 1 minute after a pullback like that. So you got a pullback, it broke its high, 5 minutes looking solid. We'll see what this next 5 minute wants to do, I guess. I mean, kind of don't have a choice. I just gotta wait it out. I'm still down about $100 something. Like I'm actually super pissed about my fill. It's ridiculous. So it broke 190, 159 right there. 1 minute MACD is looking like it's curling at this point. 5 minute MACD looks like it wants to go back down, but at the same time, the way it finished strong there, I don't really know. It's popping all the way back up to here to 160. I'm gonna pray that it doesn't. If it breaks this high up here on the 1 minute, I'm just gonna stop out. I'm gonna get rid of my position entirely because the 1 minute MACD is coming to a curl here. There's a break of 159 now. But can we see a breakthrough VWAP? If for whatever reason this breaks through VWAP, that would be insane. REV should resume here in about 2 more minutes, so we'll keep that one on watch. I'm gonna wait for a pullback on it though. I don't really care for it if I'm being real, but I'll keep it on watch regardless. I just want to pay attention to meta here. Just make sure that it's gonna actually do what I want it to on the daily low to break. Which I don't think I should sell out of my position if I'm being real, because usually I stop out. But I don't think I should, just because the daily low, I'm almost for sure it's going to break. Just like I thought it was going to break yesterday. I wasn't for sure about the daily low to break yesterday, but I was for sure about the high breaking, and that actually did happen. I just didn't take the trade on it. But now we have the daily low breaking, and I'm almost certain it's going to break. So that's why I don't want to spook myself out just yet, because I could just stop out of my position just because of my fill and I'm upset about it and all that, but I don't really want to. I feel like I should hold. Just like yesterday I regretted selling, today I feel it's the same situation of the daily low is going to break because it's literally right there, but I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to tell myself that and then it actually doesn't, because there has been times which it doesn't do anything. For example, this day didn't break a high or a low, so that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know. And I don't want to see this thing rally on me either. And then I have to stop out. So this definitely needs to break through VWAP here. REV is going to resume right now. We'll leave Facebook alone. We'll come back to it. So REV should resume in about 2 seconds, I think. Okay, not quite. So it's going to be a 10-minute halt is what it's looking like. But I don't know where I want to even go on REV. REV, let me see. Have resistance here. Have some more resistance here. Okay, that was a weird resumption. So REV did resume, just an awkward resumption. And it resumed lower, so that's not very strong. And judging by how choppy it was yesterday, I don't have much confidence in it. It did go really high yesterday. It actually made a big move, and it was pretty consistent throughout the rest of the day. But when I was trading it, it was just not worth it. There's a breakthrough view up, so nasty rejection there. Almost $1 a share. Not quite. But the 5 minutes is just so choppy. 15 minutes also choppy. Let's go to the 10 minute. 10 minute doesn't look too strong. 1 minute MACD is coming to a close here. Okay, so now I was about to say, now I can probably take a position here at 32, but I didn't expect that huge spike there. Even with that big spike, I mean, it had a big drop there to 40 for a second. Let's see, I think I would take small share size on this one just because of how choppy it is. But that was an obvious entry that I didn't take. I wasn't paying attention, if I'm being honest. All the way back down to 20. I don't like how choppy it is here. Like, I really don't like how choppy it's being. Jesus. It's not showing any strength at all. So massive rejection, hit 96 there, and now it's all the way back down at the 20s. I don't know where I want to get in on this one if I take a trade right now. Could go for the high break here of 97, but it's practically double topping here on the 1 minute if you don't count this candle. Don't really know where I'd want to trade it. There's no obvious pattern to me yet, so I don't want to trade it up here so extended. Meta's climbing again, so Meta's still making a curl here on its 1 minute at least. 10-minute high can definitely break, so we'll most likely see that 10-minute high break. We still got 9 minutes before the next 10-minute candle, but Meta's still climbing here. It's breaking its pattern. It's actually going to the high side now, so that's what I'm really worried about. Symmetrical triangle here, and now it's breaking towards the high side. As soon as I see it hit anywhere near 160.20 or whatever, if it breaks a high, I'm probably going to stop out of my position. I would really like to see this thing reject though and come back down and break through VWAP and actually hold. But the way it's looking right now, it made this pattern and now it broke to the high side of this pattern, so I can only see this going up from here. 5 minute doesn't look good to the downside anymore. It actually looks like it wants to curl on the MACD. Only way this can save me is if this rejects and we see a breakthrough VWAP once more. That's the only way I see this thing actually working out in my favor. So right now we're seeing a rejection back towards VWAP, but this actually needs to break and hold below VWAP for sure. But on my assumption, it's going to be bouncing here off VWAP and pop back up towards 159 or even 160. I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. And while I'm watching that one, REV's breaking higher here. So I missed REV for the break of 9. I'm already getting really frustrated at this point. Getting kind of annoyed. I'm already coming up to 10 as well. I'm missing this huge move on REV. I'm still not going to trade it. I need a pullback. I'm not going to bother with it. But I think if I catch this pullback, I might get the back end of the move. Depends on this next 10-minute candle, I guess. Or 5 minute as well. Big seller there at 25. It's too bad that this one's not easy to borrow. I'd start prepping for a short play on the next 5 minute candle most likely. But I definitely wouldn't trade it up here. It's way too extended for me. If we can see a pullback on this and it hit 9 and kind of break 9, or, well, there's a small break of 9, I guess. Let's see if this next 5 minute can hold this little range and not pull all the way back down. So could have bought the dip at 87. That would have been a nice dip buy. I wouldn't want to see this break its 5 minute high right here in this candle though. That would have been an amazing dip buy, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to see that high break here. I'd want to see it in the next 1 minute. So I could buy a 500 share position for the next high break. I'd be going for the 5-minute high. There's no true pattern that I see. I just see a lot of strength in this one right now. But again, I don't want to see this last second rip here. Buy in there at 19, looking for the break. 500 shares, it's already rejecting on me. It's 20, 25, 28, 30. Can we see 50 though? We need that 30 seller to break. So I'm still in pretty high at 19. Let's stop out there at 10. So, man, 11-cent loss there. It's like 70 bucks. I could have sold it in the 20s, but I wanted to see 50, a rip to 50, break the 5-minute high. Didn't quite get that. Now we're coming back down on the 1-minute MACD. I shouldn't even be trading right now. I'm being real. I'm getting really frustrated already. I'm already just so tired of the Facebook position. If this one rips, I'm gonna be pissed. 1-minute MACD doesn't look solid though. That's why I'm kind of like, I want to trade it, but I don't want to trade it. It gets so extended already. I missed the entire ride here. At this point, I'm just trading for the last minute move here. It's just you have a huge seller at 20, then you have another one at 31. So if this was easy to borrow, I'd be shorting it here. But too bad it's not. So I guess we'll have to wait for the next 10-minute. But that 1-minute MACD is coming to a close here. It's making me a little nervous. Still hasn't broken 9 yet. What I think is going to happen is it might break 9. If it doesn't curl here, it might break 9. Could get in here for this last 1-minute high break. But if it doesn't break 9, this would be really strong to the high side. But I think what it wants to do is, I think it'll break 9 and then we'll just see a massive rip up. Just because this next 10 minutes going to open, and I think it has a lot of strength. So I think it can move higher. Because we don't have any support at 9. 9's kind of empty. There's nobody really there. It's just having a hard time breaking lower here. So there's 901. So there's there's a whole line of support there. Never mind. So broke 9. Now we're popping back up here. Getting in at 19. So literally bought the top there. There's 30 now. Can we see 50? Not quite. Stopping out. So another 11-cent loss. Jesus, man. I'm holding too long on a back end position. Like two positions already that I've taken that I could have been profitable on, but I didn't bother even trying to sell. I wanted to see a bigger rip. I wanted to see a bigger move. So 2 back-to-back losers. It's already at like 120 bucks. Just gone. Let's check on the SPY. So check on Meta. So there we go. Finally, Meta's breaking lower here. Now I can definitely see the low on the daily break. I think honestly I'm break even at this point. Yeah, I'm break even. It's already at, this is ridiculous. Look at that. I was up $5 on this push down at 175 or 157.50. Now I'm down $40 on this little pop to 158. That's so insane how I was filled literally down here at the very, very bottom. That's just insane to me. I can't believe it. I really can't. I can't comprehend that. It just makes no sense to me. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess. God, that sucks. So breaking lower here on REV. I'm gonna try. I don't know. Figure this out. How am I gonna trade this one? We're already down 2 trades on it. I think I'm gonna take one more trade. Try it at least for the next 10-minute high. It's breaking really low here on the 1 minute already. So I'm catching the back end for sure. But around 850, we do have some potential support. So I could buy a dip at 850 and start looking for a curl, a potential curl up. We've practically got a double bottom here, or triple bottom just about. So I could have bought that actually. And it's still, now it's back above 9. Am I gonna even bother trying to scalp it up here? It has to hold above 9. If we can break this last 1 minute and then hold above 9 still, that would look great. It's having a hard time holding above 9 though. It keeps popping towards 9, but we're having a lot of sellers stacked there at 905. See if that guy at 905 moves. Not quite. And move to 912. I'm gonna buy there at 98 or 9, I guess, is where I'm filled now. I'm buying there because I'd seen a huge bid at 89 or something. I'd seen a big bid there, and I like to see that support. So now we're kind of green on it. Let's see if we can get this next 1 minute break the high. It broke its 1 minute low now, so if I'm being real, I'm taking some stupid trades today. Like, there's support there at 95, but I'm taking some dumb trades today. I'm being real. I gotta fix that, honestly. My attitude is getting clouded by this Facebook trade. It's turning on me again. I just keep focusing on it. There's a flush now. Still not gonna sell. I still like the potential this has on the next 5-minute candle opening up here pretty soon. Still not down big on it either. There's a pop back up towards 9 again. So let's see if this continues back above 9. I want to see it hit 905 once more. Unless it just keeps breaking this low. There's 903. Can we see 905? 904. 907 now. Cool. Can we continue ripping? There's 920 now. I'm going to try and get rid of it at 919. And typical of me, just holding too long. I'm going to cancel my order. And let's see if we can get rid of it in this next 5-minute high. Nope. So selling it there, getting rid of it. Okay. I'm done. I'm done. Couldn't get rid of it on the last thing. Now we're getting meta popping all the way back up again. And I'm getting tired. I'm getting real annoyed already. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. That's gonna be it for me. Down 136 now. Surprised I'm down 136. I thought I was gonna be down about 200 something, especially off that last trade. But for some reason I'm not. I don't know why. That's weird. Jesus. Really annoying week already. Yesterday was just terrible. REV first trade was pretty good. Second trade, or the rest of the trades on REV, the same stock is just so trash, so choppy. It seemed like later in the day I was making a pretty obvious move, like throughout the day, but this time around it's It's not for me. This stock is just, I'm not having it. I don't like the stock at all. So I don't think I'll be trading this one anymore. It's the only one that's moving though. You got RDBX, sideways, VTNR, just choppy, not doing anything. SIDU. I would like to short it, can't. CMRA, not even moving. HUSA, sideways, like there's nothing moving. It's completely dead. And that should be a sign to slow down on my share size position, because now I'm on a 3-day red streak. I was on a several day, not green streak, but just, getting green here and there. But now, even with my patterns or whatever I'm looking for, like, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't seem to be working at all. So this one, no pattern there. I couldn't see a pattern. I just felt it was really strong after that massive dip opportunity that I missed. It recovered so well. I figured this can definitely break this last high and reach 950, especially since we hit about 935 there. So I kind of got a little greedy and I didn't want to take profits. But then you see it, start curling down on the MACD. And the idea I had was that last time it curled down to the MACD, it ended up just ripping. It had like a false break of the MACD and it ended up just curling and ripping. So I was like, okay, cool. Now, problem here, which is why I took this trade, is because it held 9 so well. It was holding 9 so well, and I figured, okay, we might break down below 9, but then we'll see it pop again. That happened earlier. I said we'll break down. It broke down, popped up, and this looked pretty strong. But I was expecting my entry here to actually just rip again, possibly towards 925 or so. I was expecting a rip like it was doing back here, just a random push. But obviously didn't happen. It did it here, but it was just such a quick break. I tried to sell at 8.19, but it was just too fast for me, and I was just too slow to sell my position. So now you can see it's an obvious, what is it called? Descending descending triangle, and it's just an obvious break to the low side. Unfortunately, it's not easy to borrow though, so I can't just buy the dip, or I can't just short it here if I wanted to. But just a terrible trade all day today, just all around. First starting with my meta position, just such terrible fills on it. Like, it's so annoying. I'm so pissed about it. Annoying fills right off the bat. Very, very bottom of the trade down here. And now it's popping all the way back up. I'm already down about 200 right now on my live account. And so I'm kind of getting frustrated. I don't want to sell it and fall into what I did yesterday, where I sold here at 165 and I was betting it was going to go down, right? Was relying on my strategy. Then it just kept trending up and I was like, all right, I'm going to stop out. So I just stopped out, and next thing you know, the rest of the day went all the way down to 155. So I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, that actually sucks. Now we're seeing Meta recover off the lows, and it's popping back up to its 159.50 level, which is making me nervous. I still think it has the potential to break its low. I just don't see an obvious pattern on the 5 or 10 minute. Like, the 10 minute high is going to break here. I'm more than sure it's at 53. Like, I'm more than sure that high is going to break, but where's it going to go after that? Because the 10 minute looks strong. If I check the 15 minute also looks strong. 15 minutes going to open here pretty soon too. 30 minute also recovered really nicely and it didn't break its low. So now I'm kind of like, it's just going to go to the high side. Checking the hourly is recovering above VWAP now, and it crossed on the MACD, which is why I was saying earlier it's making me a little nervous, because if the MACD crosses on the hourly, it's actually gonna look really strong. Now we're looking like we're in a strong position here. So what do I even do? Do I just sell it for a loss, or what should I do? Again, what I should have done is just wait for it to pull back. I should have gotten in up here around 160 and I'd be perfectly fine. But instead, I decided to take my entry. As I'd seen it was breaking lower towards VWAP. This reason was because usually when that happens, especially on a day like this, it just continues surging down. I was like, okay, it's going to show some strength to the downside. SPY looked like it could just keep ripping down as well. That's another reason why I just continued taking it. And obviously now that didn't happen at all. So I'm kind of just sitting here like, what do I do? I guess I'll still keep holding it, and depending on what it wants to do here, if it just keeps ripping to the high side, I'm gonna have to get rid of it. Like, I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to take a fat loss on this one, just because of my terrible fill. Again, when it was all the way down here at 157.50, I was only up $5, even though I took my position up here. Like, I felt like it was 158. I don't know. I guess I'm just that bad of a. I just got that bad of a fill. I don't really know. I'm just pissed about it. So whatever. I'm gonna wrap it up. Finish down 136 and 38 cents. So literally $100 more than yesterday, and we're gonna come back. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. It's definitely my emotion. I'm just getting frustrated, especially with a live account like this. Just knowing what happened. I shouldn't be trading, and then also the slowness and choppiness of REV. I knew I shouldn't have been trading it, and I also knew I shouldn't have been trading it back here because this was the back end of the move. I was just expecting this to rip a lot higher than it was. Nah, I shouldn't have traded this one at all today. If anything, I should have taken this obvious trade here. This is completely obvious, but I was on my phone. I wasn't paying attention. So, oh well. I missed this whole ride here, and this is what I get, I guess. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.